Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jackson Geffen, and I'm joined here with Lindsay Salkeld in the Chapman radio station on behalf of the SCC498 class. Today, we're interviewing Libby Caldara, a recent graduate of the School of Communication here at Chapman University. Libby, do you mind introducing yourself to the audience and explaining what your life at Chapman was like in terms of involvement in education?
Yeah. So I was a business major for 2 years, and then starting my junior year, I switched to SCC. I was an entrepreneurship minor, and then I was also in a sorority. I was in Alpha Phi.
What kind of led you to switch majors into the School of Comm, and why did you decide to pursue a degree with the School of Communication?
Yeah. So I was really interested in marketing. So originally my business major was an emphasis with marketing. And I felt that the business major at Chapman, it's really great, but it was heavily like finance based and more side of the business that I wasn't super interested in. And one of my roommates at the time was an SEC major, and it was during COVID. So I sort of would like hear all her classes over Zoom, and they sounded really interesting and more along the lines of what I wanted to do. So that's why I ended up switching.
Awesome.
Awesome. In terms of like after you switched into the School of Communication, during your time there, what were some of your like favorite aspects of the school or like some of the highlights that you had?
I really liked the school was so close knit and small. I feel like it's one of the I actually don't know the numbers, but I feel like it's one of the smaller majors. So I feel like I knew all my classmates, I knew all my teachers on a personal level. So I felt like I could go to people to ask for help if it was like career or if it was for class. Like it was very easy to do so. And I felt like the School of Communication was always doing stuff to benefit the students, like whether that was like having a speaker come in or like having very open office hours. It was just very accessible to all the students.
100%.
Yeah.
Is there like a course in particular that stood out to you in terms of like, maybe your favorite or like the most you learned from?
Yeah, I loved, and I like sort of don't remember the exact like number of the class. I think it was message design too, but it was where we did like a campaign for Labs and Friends. I forget what class it is, but I really liked that class because it felt like it was all encompassing with what I wanted to do. Like we ran a proper marketing campaign. Um, and it just helped me like get to know a lot of my students, like the students I was working with better. I was really close with my professor, and it felt like I was doing something that was very tangible to the real world.
100%. Um, so you graduated. Talk about the transition from life as an undergrad student to life in like the career world and the job force, if you will. What are like some of the challenges you've had to face so far, and how have you overcome them, or how are you going to overcome them?
Yeah, for sure. So definitely is like a hard transition, like going from school, there's a lot of structure, and then going into, finding a job, or if you don't have a job yet, there's, a lot of avenues that you can take. But I would say like the best advice to like navigating that would be like use your resources as much as possible. So like right now, like I'm still applying for jobs, like I'm looking for something, but in my job that I have now, I am like constantly trying to meet people and like asking people like, "Oh, what do you do? Like what do your friends do?" Like just learning what's out there, and the amount of people that have come up to me and been like, "I will help you," like whenever I see it come up, is really great. And also I've reached back to some of my Chapman professors to see if there's any opportunities. So I think that's a great way to navigate it if you're struggling finding a job or even while you're still in school and you want to look for that next step.
Yeah, totally. Can you talk about maybe what type of career you are looking to enter right now, what field, and what kind of jobs you're looking at?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, like I am very into marketing, but as I've been out of school, like I've gravitated toward advertisement. So I want to work in creative ads as sort of like producing creative advertisements.
Cool.
Awesome. I like that you brought up like the power of like having relationships in like these industries, just because Chapman, especially the School of Communication, I feel like we talk a lot about our alumni network and whatnot, and I feel like that might be a lot of students don't recognize like the power that holds. To be honest, like reaching out to, especially with professors too. You brought up a good point of that. Um,
Absolutely.
Kind of going off like the advice you just gave for like trying to find like uh, career like steps. What pieces of advice can you offer for incoming and new students into the School of Communication?
I would say just use your resources as much as possible. Like college goes by so fast, and like you see all these different things pop up, like events, and you're like, like I'll go do my own thing. Like I don't need to go to that. But like going to as many things as possible and meeting as many people as possible will benefit you so much moving forward. Like a lot of people have something to give to you. And so if you have a great relationship with your professors, if you have a great relationship with other peers, somebody's going to help you out along the way. Like I can guarantee it.
Is there like a specific example of that from like your time at Chapman that like helped benefit you?
Yeah, let me try and think like exactly. Well, I stayed very close with a lot of my professors. So like if they ever had like something going on, if they were giving like a presentation or if they were having a talk or whatever it was, I would go to a lot of them just to keep that like relationship alive. And one of my professors, his name's James Dussert, he taught me, what was it? Like marketing for non-majors. I stayed super close with him and he's been so beneficial for me after college with like helping with my resume and helping me find different jobs that I'm into. So the fact that I like really pursued that relationship helped me after the fact.
Awesome. I was gonna say I also had Professor Dussert for marketing for non-majors. He's great.
Yeah.
Um,
Do I feel like we were maybe in that class together? I don't
I
remember.
potentially. I'm trying to remember. I think that answers pretty much all of our questions. That was
Yeah.
like very solid answers.
Yeah,
Cool.
let us know what we needed to know.
Yeah, thank you so thank you so much, Libby. We
Of
really
course.
appreciate it.